How would you feel if you weren't allowed to ride a bus because of the color of your skin? Or a train, maybe a plane, just because you appeared to be different? In 1961, that was one of the problems in America's Deep South, and that's where the Freedom Riders of the Congress of Racial Equality, also known as the Corps, came into the picture. They were a group of men and women, both black and white, who decided to take 2 transport buses into the Deep South to get rid of segregation on public transportation. The first Freedom Ride took place on May 14, 1961. 7 blacks and 6 whites left Washington, D.C. on 2 public buses bound to the Deep South. The Corps wanted to test the Supreme Court's ruling in Boynton v. Virginia, declaring segregationists and interstate bus and rail stations unconstitutional. The first few days they encountered minor hostility, but the second week riders were severely beaten. Outside Anniston, Alabama, one of the buses were burned, and in Birmingham several dozen whites attacked riders only 2 blocks from the sheriff's office. The sheriff of Birmingham was named Eugene Bull Connor. He was known as an ultra-segregationist with close ties to the Ku Klux Klan. He encouraged the violence towards the Corps Freedom Riders at Birmingham Trailways bus station May 14th by promising local Klansmen that he would see to it that 15 to 20 minutes would elapse before the police arrived. The Corps was greeted by a hostile mob. Ahead of the riders, Eugene struck a deal with the KKK. For when buses arrived, the mob got 15 minutes to burn, bomb, kill, maim without police intervention or arrest. A Freedom Rider named James Peck was severely injured in the attack, along with multiple others. They then traveled to Montgomery. When they arrived, a mob with more than 1,000 whites attacked them. The riders were removed from the danger after the attack. After removed, they traveled to Mississippi and endured further violence and jail terms, but generated more publicity and inspired dozens more Freedom Riders. By the end of the summer, the protest spread to airports and train stations in the South, and in November, the Interstate Commerce Commission issued rules against prohibiting segregated transportation facilities. The Corps used buses as a symbolic gesture. They wanted to use them so that any and all people could join in. The rides were meant to draw attention to places where buses and terminals were still segregated. They were going from unsegregated areas to segregated areas to prove a point. They wanted all people to have equal rights.